Hi everyone, hope all of you are fine. Today we are going to start our next topic, how light passes through a prism. But the first question is that, what is a prism? And how light passes through prism? So let's start to find out the answer of our question. So what is a prism? Prism is a transparent body having 3 rectangular and 2 triangular surfaces. The angle of the rectangular surfaces opposite to its base is known as angle of prism. The path of a ray of light reflected through a prism, the incident ray PQ, strikes the face of AB of a prism. Then on turning the prism, the ray bent towards the normal. At the point of incident Q, it bent towards the base of a prism. The reflected ray QR, on coming out of prism, bends away from the normal RN. At the point of emerge, the ray RS bends towards the base of the prism. The incident ray PQ makes an angle of incident I, and R is corresponding angle of refraction in the prism. According to the law of refraction, N is equal to the sin I upon sin R. Sin I stands for incident ray and sin R stands for reflected ray, where N is the refractive index of the prism. What's special about a triangular prism? When light passes from a less dense to a more dense medium, as it does when it enters a prism, it splits into component wavelengths. These recombine when the light go out the prism, and if the 2 prism faces are parallel, an observer sees white light emerge. Actually, one closer inspection, a thin red line and a thin violet one are visible. They are evidence of slightly different angles of dispersion caused by slowing down of the light beam in a prism material. What happens to a white light when it passes through a prism, and why? Shine a light through a prism or hang one in a window on a sunny day and you will see a rainbow. It's the same rainbow you see in a sky, because on a day with a mixture of rain and sun, each raindrop acts as a prism. In fact, experiments with prism were central to Isaac Newton's formulation of a theory of optics and the wave nature of light. Refraction and the rainbow. Refraction is a phenomenon that happens when a beam of white light passes through the interface between air and a denser medium, such as glass or water. Light travels more slowly in a denser medium, so it changes direction or refracts. When it passes through the interface, white light is a mixture of all the wavelengths of light, and each wavelength reflects as a slightly different angle. Therefore, when the beam emerges from the denser medium, it has been split into its components wavelengths. The ones you can see form the familiar. Why prism disperses light? When a beam of light strikes the interface between 2 media, it changes direction, and the amount of change is depend on n. You already know what is n. N is a constant. If the angle of incident is I and the angle of refraction is R, the ratio of angle is given by Snell's law. You are already aware about the Snell's law. In the Snell's law, n is equal to sin I upon sin R. N is equal to a constant, and sin I is equal to the incident ray. R stands for reflected ray. There's one more puzzle piece to consider. The velocity of a wave is product of its frequency and its wavelength. And the frequency of f, the light does not change as it passes the interface. That means the wavelength must change to preserve the ratio denoted by m. Light white, a shorter incident wavelength, is refracted as a greater angle than light with a longer wavelength. White light is a combination of light of photons with all possible wavelengths. In visible spectrum, red light has a longer wavelength, followed by orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo. These are the colors of the rainbow, but you will only see them from a rectangular prism. Thank you so much, everyone. May Allah bless you. Thank you.